Hello there, my name is Solmaz, and you are listening to Tabling Thoughts podcast. In this podcast, I talk about my experiences as a relationship coach and psychotherapist. The little things that I noticed in my clients' day to day lives, which may affect the quality of their lives and relationships enormously, and for some reasons, they don't pay that much of attention to them. As I mentioned, I'm a relationship coach and I also practice as a psychotherapist in Ontario, Canada. In order to get more information about me, you may check my Instagram account, YouTube, or my other podcasts via the links in description. You are listening to the 17th episode of Tabling Thoughts podcast, and I'm going to tackle a topic that has been becoming increasingly relevant in the modern dating world. From ghosting to gaslighting, the modern dating challenge that most of us don't know how to overcome it. So let's start with ghosting. What's ghosting? Ghosting happens when someone suddenly cuts off all communications without explanations. The emotional impact of ghosting and gaslighting on those who have been left behind can be profound and multifaceted. This kind of emotional impact of ghosting include confusion. The sudden disappearance without explanation leaves the person wondering what went wrong. They even may replay the past interactions hundreds of times, trying to identify any mistakes or missteps. Another emotional impact is rejection. Being ghosted can feel like a direct rejection, causing significant emotional pain and damage to the person's self-worth and self-esteem. It can lead to feeling of inadequacy and self-doubt as well. The uncertainty and lack of closure can cause anxiety about future interactions and relationships. The person may be conditioned on, okay, if I do this, the next step of my partner may be ghosting again. The person may become more anxious in dating, fearing it will happen again. Without any clear reasons for the ghosting, individuals may start questioning their own actions and worth. Even one might believe they are inherently unworthy of attention and love. The abrupt end of communication can create a sudden void, leading to feelings of loneliness. This can be particularly painful if the person had started developing strong feelings for the one who ghosted them. Imagine you have been on a few dates. Everything seems to be going well, and then suddenly the person disappears without a trace. No calls, no texts, nothing. This can leave you feeling confused, rejected, and then questioning yourself. Your self-worth, your performance, your actions, your feelings, your reactions. These are all, as I said, the consequences and psychological effects of ghosting. So let's see what is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulative behavior where someone makes you question your reality or even sanity. The first psychological impact of gaslighting is the continuous questioning and manipulation, which can make you feel incompetent and unworthy. Over time, your self-confidence will diminish significantly. Gaslighting makes people doubt their own memories and perceptions. Let's add something here. Gaslighting is one of the main characteristics of people who have narcissistic personality disorder. So keep it in your mind if you have other challenges in that area as well. This kind of questioning your own memory could lead to confusion about reality, even mistrust in your own judgment. Constantly being told that you're not doing right and you're imagining things can lead to a higher level of anxiety and paranoia. You may even become overly cautious, second guessing every decision and action of yours. The long-term effects of gaslighting, including persistent self-doubt, doubt and isolation can contribute to depression. I have many clinical clients who feel hopeless and helpless because of the constant exposure to gaslighting. They believe they have no control over their lives, which is not true. Gaslighters often manipulate victims to doubt their relationships with others, which will cause them to isolate themselves from the supportive network they may have. They may even isolate themselves from their immediate families, close friends, and those who may be there for them to support them and protect them. This kind of isolation exacerbates feelings of loneliness and vulnerability. Victims of gaslighting may fear standing up for themselves or expressing their feelings. This fear can prevent them from seeking help or ending the toxic relationships. Gaslighting might look like a partner constantly telling you that your memory of events is wrong or you are overreacting to their behavior. Over time, this can erode your self-confidence and make you doubt your perception constantly. Studies have shown that being ghosted can trigger feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt, while gaslighting can lead to long-term psychological trauma. Those who are exposed to this kind of behaviors can create distrust in future relationships. When someone has been ghosted or gaslighted, they might struggle to trust new partners, fearing the same partner will repeat. There are a couple of strategies that I can talk about in this podcast to overcome ghosting in particular. The self-fund is self-reflection. Encourage yourself to do self-reflection, to understand that ghosting is more about the other person's inability to communicate rather than your self-worth. Remind yourself that ghosting says more about the other person's lack of maturity, lack of self-worth, and lack of communication skills rather than it does about your value as a person. In order to get out of the consequences of this gray cloud of ghosting, you need to find closure independently. Perhaps by writing a letter you don't even send, getting professional help, having psychotherapy sessions. This will help you to process your emotions. You can write down your emotions and what you wish you could say to the person who ghosted you, and then help yourself to process your emotions and move on. For gaslighting, first is recognizing the signs. There are some common signs of gaslighting, such as persistent denial of events, trivializing your feelings, and making you doubt your perceptions. For example, if your partner frequently dismisses your feelings with phrases like, "You're too sensitive," or "That never happened," or "You're making it up," these might be red flags of gaslighting. I deeply wish that you seek support from friends, families, or your therapist to regain perspective and validate your experiences. Talking to someone you trust about what's happening can provide clarity and support. Working with psychotherapists can help you rebuild your confidence and develop strategies to deal with the gaslighting. My friends, for moving forward and building healthy relationships, the first step could be setting clear boundaries. The importance of setting clear boundaries and being assertive about your needs and expectations could not be more emphasized. Early in the relationships, communicate your needs clearly and don't be afraid to walk away from those who don't respect them, who make you wrong for setting boundaries, or who try to belittle your requests. Focus on your self-care and self-compassion in healing process. Practice self-care by engaging in activities that make you feel good about yourself again. It could be a hobby, exercise, spending time with loved ones and friends. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Tabling Thoughts. Remember, modern dating comes with its challenges, but understanding behaviors like ghosting and gaslighting can empower you to navigate them with resilience and confidence. You will be able to turn into healthier relationships next time as you explore the signs and you work on yourself and your self-worth and self-confidence more often. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with those who might benefit from it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on this episode in any podcast application you're listening to. Till next episode, take good care of yourself.